In this screencast, we'll look at the main features of the Edmodo Library for teachers. Now, the teacher end of the library looks a little bit different than the student end. So there are slight differences, but I wanted to make a separate video for the teachers and the students. If you'd like to see what it looks like on the student end, you can watch the student video in the student section of the MCHS Tech Resources website. First thing you got to do is go to Edmodo and log in. And once you're logged in, across the top of the screen, you need to click on Library. And that's going to take you to a page filled with all sorts of library goodness here. You're going to see all sorts of links and files. It automatically defaults to the library, so it's going to show you everything. But let me show you around this screen. You can filter out all of this stuff using some of the filters they have built in. You can select by type, so you can filter by file, or you can filter by link, or you can see them all at once if you want to. You can view it in this view, or you can make it a list. Okay. So there's a couple ways to see and visualize what's in your library. But you can also filter by what's been attached to posts. What that means is it's going to show you only the files and links that have been attached to posts you have sent, or attached to posts that have been shared with you in any groups to which you belong. Okay. And again, you can filter these by file and link. Okay. You can also show all groups, or you can just filter it out by separate groups, okay, and only show attachments sent by me. So a lot of neat filters that they have in place here. Also, you notice there's a button over here called Google Docs. You can integrate your Google Docs account in Edmodo. Now, what happens when I click it is you see all my Google Docs up here. If you have not done this, it's going to prompt you to integrate your account. You'll have to enter your username and password, and then basically you're in. It's that simple. You can filter this by all of the folders that you have already set up in your Google Docs. Okay, and again, you can change the view if you want a list. Okay. Okay, so if you want to do anything with these, you can click on them, and notice you can actually open that up in a Google Docs window. You can download it. Okay. And there's something down here called folder. Now you're going to see this no matter what screen you're on in the library if you're looking at things and clicking on your documents or links. You can put these in a folder right here. So you can click on folder, and all your folders that you created, which I'm going to show you how to do in a second, will pop up. You put a check mark, you hit apply, and then it's going to update that folder for you. Okay. There you go, folder updated. Okay. You can also do this with multiple documents at once. So if I wanted to put many documents in a folder, I would select them all like I just did, and then do the same thing. Okay. Select which folder I'd like them in, and then hit apply. Okay. So that's how you add folders, but really this is the Google Docs screen. So just show you can access your Google Docs right from your Edmodo account, which might be pretty handy for students as well. So what really makes Edmodo Library useful, however, is the folders. If you want to create a new folder, you click on New, and then you put that folder in there. Okay. Now, here it says Share with Groups. You can share folders with groups, which means they will have access to all of the contents of that folder, which might be pretty handy. Let's say if you want all your unit resources shared with one of your classes, or you have a big project and you have all the instructions and resources that you have electronically, you can put them in that folder using what I just showed you and how to put stuff in folders. And you can upload them, and then you can put them in the folder, and then you can share them with that group. Okay? So you can create a folder. So let's say you have things that you want to put in that folder. Well, that's when you go Add to Library. Then you can add files, which you can upload from your hard drive. Or let's say it's a link to a website. You can put the link there and then Add to Library. So that's how you can add it to your library, and then you can click on it and put it in that folder. Okay. So back to folders. So that's how you've created a new folder. Once you're in folders, let me show you some of the options you have here. Let's say you didn't really want to name it test folder. You can edit the name. So you click on edit name. Notice that a red X or a green check mark comes next to this, and then you've got a blinking cursor. Then you can rename it, like I would name this maybe Science Inquiry, okay, which is our first unit in biology. So then I would press the green check, and then it's renamed. If I didn't want it anymore, I could delete it. Okay. Notice there's this thing called public here. If you check that, that means you're making it available to the wider Edmodo community. And if you wanted to share that with the Edmodo community, you would send them the link to that. Now, if you don't check public, but you try to send them the link, they won't be able to access it. Okay, so you have to check public. It basically is giving everyone else permission to take a look at it. There's also this thing called Playview, and I'm going to click on one of my other folders here for a second. Playview basically lets you walk through each one of your folder contents. So let me click on that and show you what that is. This is Playview. It's pulling it up. Notice this is a Google presentation. So this is pretty neat. So it's pulling it up. And the cool thing is this is a Google presentation window. I can come in here and click and edit. So it's really kind of neat. Okay. Then if I want to go to the next document, okay. Again, here's a picture, so I can play through all this fun stuff. You can expand this pane to show everything. You can hide it. So it's pretty neat. It's just a way to play and view all of the resources within a folder. If you want to go back to your library, go back to library. All right, so we've created a folder. We've looked at how we can look at the contents with Playview. We've talked about how you can put folders in there. Now I told you, you can share your folders with groups when you create it. But let's say you forgot to do that step. So I want to share my Science Inquiry folder with my biology classes. So if you click on the folder like I just did, notice there's folder sharing off to the right. So then you can check, oh, I want to share it with this group. Okay. And that's it. There's no save, there's no nothing. You just check mark it. It is automatically shared with that group. So they make it nice and easy. Okay. Now, that's your folders. Let's say other people have shared folders with you, or maybe you had students share folders with you. So you can click on Shared with Me, and then what's going to happen is all your groups are going to show up. So if I check this, notice they have shared Edmodo Help with me. So I can click on that. So then I can see what they have in their help. Okay. So I'm going to click on that. Now I look at this website. Right here you can launch the website if you'd like, but I think this is awesome. I want to save it for myself. Again, you can put that in one of your folders. So click Folder and hit Apply. And really that's the basics of the Edmodo Library. Showed you how to add things. I've showed you the folder system, Google Docs integration, very cool. If you have any questions about the library, you can ask me, or you can go to the Edmodo Help page at help.edmodo.com.